Hey guys, how you doing? It's Pinnacle here, and a very tired Pinnacle, may I add. Now, look at this picture. This is a picture of my bike, just as it's getting dark, with the lights on. What's wrong with this picture? Well, it's not necessarily the picture that's wrong. What's wrong with the bike? And it's not just my bike either. It's most Kawasaki's. Z1000SX and the Ninja 650, for a start, only have the single headlight. The other headlight comes on when you put main beam on, but you can't ride with that on because it's illegal. It's going to be dazzling other car users or other riders. So anyway, I decided to go with a headlight upgrade. And the one I went for is made by a company called Retrofitlab. You can find them in the link in the description below. They do have a video on how to fit it, but it doesn't really cover everything. It doesn't cover how to actually get the headlights out and disassembly, etc. Anyway. But anyway, I'm going to go over everything. So if you're ever thinking of doing this on a Ninja 650 or a Z1000SX, this is the Z1000SX video. I'm also going to do the wife's bike later on, so there will be another video coming out for that one as well, and that's a Ninja 650. Okay, enjoy. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need to do is take the dash surround off. We need a 4mm hex key or Allen key, whatever you want to call it. There's 4 bolts, 2 this side and another 2 this side. And one just under here at the top of the screen. There we go, just in there. So we're going to remove those 4 bolts. Once you've removed those 4 bolts, we can just pull this off. However, I have a USB charger connected, so I am going to have to disconnect that first of all. These are just simple pull-offs. Next, we're moving on to the windshield. We're going to remove the 6 hex keys, and we are going to use the 4mm for this one. So those 6 come off, and then the entire screen comes off. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to start removing this side fairing. Now we have 1 bolt here, 1 here, and 1 just tucked right in the back. There's also some push studs in there as well. So the top one, we're going to be using a 5mm Allen key, and the other 2, we're going to be using a 6mm Allen key to take those off. So once you've undone the 3 bolts there, we pop this part off. There's 1 little press stud there, and the top part, we have 2 pushers that are press studs, whatever you call it. They're connected to the base of the petrol tank. Now once that's loose, we don't pull it anymore because we still need to disconnect it from the other fairing. So down on the side here, we have 4 pins. We have 1 there and 1 just, let's see, let's get the camera angle in now. We have 1 there, and we should have 1 opposite at the back. We'll have another little one above, and then we'll have 1 down the bottom. Now, we can see that one there. Now, to get these out, we need to get a small screwdriver or something very small. I'm going to show you this bit first, actually. So, around this side, we have 2 pins here. We get a screwdriver underneath the tip of that. We prise that out. This comes down, and the other one pops out the front. So you probably know how to take those off already. Fairly easy. Now, with a small screwdriver, you just push the center in like that, and then you'll be able to just pull that out, screwdriver underneath it, and that'll lever out. Once all that is disconnected, we are then in a position where we can actually take this side of the fairing off. Now, be careful when you take this off, because right here, you have 2 clips. You need to pull this towards you first of all, and then angle it down and away. And I'll show you these clips in 1 second, as soon as we've got it out. So we need to disconnect the side indicator. Now on top of this fairing, you can see the 2 channels and why we need to pull it away. So you pull that towards you, and then you angle it out, and it should come out. There's actually a 3rd one as well, but we'll go over that in a minute. So on this side, we have the same again. We have 1 there, and we have 1 down the bottom. Don't be looking for the second one of those because there is only 1, so there's 2 bolts this side. And I will show you something. I took this panel off, and let me just show you this. Look at this. That's not right, is it? And I was wondering why there was a vibration and a rattle. It's completely loose. Whoever had this panel off before me has not put it back on, and you can literally just take the entire indicator out. It needs to go on these round rubber grommets there. So now we have both sides of the fairings off. We're going to start tackling the front of the bike. So mirrors next, they are held on by two 10mm nuts. The bolts are part of the wing mirrors, and it's exactly the same on the other side. Two bolts here, both 10mm. So we're going to take those off now. All done, as you can see, they're all off. Next is the cover. This is two 4mm Allen keys. And there we go, it's off. I've put these bolts back in there for now, and also the ones for the windshield, put them back in there to keep them safe. So next thing we're going to do is we are going to remove the lights themselves, the bulbs, or the connectors to the bulbs. But we've actually got to start, taking some bits and pieces off here. So let's just take this off first of all, and the same on the other side as well. We're going to disconnect the side lights as well from the actual unit. You can take them out, but it's better off to just disconnect them. And the next thing we're actually going to do is we are going to remove these two Phillips screws, one down the bottom right and another down the bottom left here. Then on the top of this, you're going to have two 10mm bolts just underneath here. One there on the left hand side, and over on the right hand side. Can you see it from this angle? Probably not. Let me see if I can, let me move the camera up a bit, see if you can see it from up here. There we go, yeah. And the other one just in there, so two 10mm. That should take the whole of the front off. Now, once you've got the front off, it's pretty easy. It literally just pulls out. Once you've removed those two screws, those two bolts, you can just literally lift it out. And then you have your headlight assembly. One thing I want to show you, I've put the bolts back in this headlight assembly here. Top left is going to have that little bit of, wire harness cable management thing. So I've just put them back in there for now. And we will just have to remember to put those back on and in the right place. Now, this bike is looking a little bit sorry for itself, isn't it? I don't know what all this white stuff is on there. I'm going to clean that off, I think. And also this tube from the overflow is very powdery. Again, not sure what that is, but I will look into that. It goes all the way under here and it should connect to the reservoir, which is there. Where is the pipe? Let's have a look around the back, maybe. Yep, there we go. It connects right down to the bottom of that. So that pipe needs to be cleaned as well, I would say. Anyway, we're looking now at a very stripped down Z1000SX. Now I'm aware we are approaching 10 minutes for this video already, so I'm going to split this into separate parts. This has been part 1. Join me for part 2 soon.